Hey, I'm Karen. Welcome to my channel, Creating Sanity. Today, we're going to talk about anger, being pissed off, being outraged. That emotion that so many of us have an abundance of these days. Let me start by telling you a little story about something that happened to me with a really angry person. The house that I live in doesn't have a driveway, so I park on the side of the road that I live on. There's a little notch on the other side of the road. So I went out to my car. One morning I got in my car, I start my car. I'm just getting ready to go. I put it into gear and I just start to roll out. My left tire just like hit the pavement, and I look up and I see there's this guy jogging up the middle of the street. Well, the middle of my lane of the street. Now, the road that I live on is not highly traveled. There's not a lot of traffic, but it's still for cars. And if you are a pedestrian, you need to move to the side. But I see this guy coming towards me, and since I'm a kind and decent person and I really didn't want to run him over, I stopped. This guy does not, he sees me, he sees that I'm starting to move, and instead of doing what a normal, decent, conscientious human being would do, which would be to move over to the side of the road and I got to get my butt out of the middle of the road so that the cars that this road is meant for can actually go on it. But no. He starts to yell at me. And at this point, my car is stopped. I am not moving because I see this man running up the road towards me. He runs right by my car. I mean, he was like maybe 6 inches from my rear view mirror. I mean, he was like right there. He yells at me. He flips me off. He swears at me. And I am like, what the hell just happened? And then I start to get mad because somebody had just attacked me for not doing anything wrong. I mean, if I'd kept going and started like run towards him, then that would have been not a very nice thing to do. So I start down the road. He's going that way, I'm going this way, and the thought went through my mind of like, oh, I should take a left here, go around the block. I could catch him and get out of my car and read him the riot act. But it's like, no, Karen, you're not going to do this. No. And so a few deep breaths later, I let it go, but it was just like, wow. Okay. This guy was really out of line. And I don't know what was going on with him. I don't know, but he had many, many layers of buried resentment and anger, and it all spurted up. And this is something that can happen. If we bury our anger and all of our emotions and don't deal with them and don't let them like just flow through us and out, they get pushed down, they fester and become like a boil of something, and they erupt all this nastiness all over the people around us. So there's a couple of things that we can do. First, if you are feeling angry about something, get it out. Don't just swallow it and like take it and just like accept it. I'm not saying that you need to fight back, okay? So I'm not saying go and punch the person that was just bad to you, but use your words in an acceptable, grown up, responsible kind of way. And say something like, that's not right. What you just did was unacceptable. I have a problem with what you just did. When you're not so angry, we can come back and talk about this, because we need to talk about it. Things like that. I didn't do that with this person because it's not a person in my life. And so what I did was I did a lot of breathing. I kept telling myself, I don't know what he's gone through. Maybe he's doing the best that he can right now. Maybe somebody he loved is in the hospital or died. I don't know what is going on with this person. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's doing the best that he can right now. Now, that piece of like, just of like doing the best that they can is something that I got from Brene Brown, who I love. If you're not familiar with her, look her up. She's an amazing social scientist, and she's done a lot of research on a lot of really amazing things. But one of the things that she, in one of her books, she talked about how she was talking to this church group, and they were really angry about these things that they were bringing people diapers and food for their children, and these people, the parents, were drug addicts, and they were selling the stuff and buying drugs, and that they were really upset and they didn't know how to handle this. And so one of the things she said to these people is, what if God came down and said to you, they're doing the best that they can? So knowing that story and that phrase, I have found it really helpful to say to myself when somebody hits me with their anger, okay, right now they're doing the best that they can. But that doesn't negate what I had said before about you still have to say, what you just did isn't right. We need to come back at another time and talk about this, especially if it's someone that's in your life, that's a part of your life, a colleague, a family member, something like that. Those things need to, with the people in your life, you need to set the boundaries. And so setting the boundaries is letting the person know what is not acceptable, what you get upset about, what are the things that are a no-go with you. So starting to come up with the things, maybe taking a look at your life over the last week. What are the things that came up that repeatedly made you angry, that you got irritated about? I'll give you an example. I work in a EK to 8th grade school, and the students that I work with, they all know that my desk is my desk, and they do not touch anything on my desk without my permission. I have this squishy purple stress ball on my desk, and the kids love it. And there's a couple of kids that every time they come in my room, they like run over to grab it. Now, these kids are like first, second grade, so there's, a steeper learning curve. And so every time they go and they do that, I'm like, put down the ball. Step away from it. What is the rule in my office? I can't touch anything on your desk. Right. What did you do? I walked in to your room and I took it without asking. Right. What do you need to do before you grab something on my desk? I need to ask. Excellent. Go over to the door, do it again. They walk in. Can I have the stress ball? Yes, you may. Thank you. Do it. So just the same sort of thing needs to be done with grownups. Your teenager who always leaves dirty dishes in the sink. They come in, they leave a dirty glass in the sink. And every time you come in and you see the dirty glass that they left or the dirty dishes they left in the sink, you get angry. It's the same sort of thing. Look at, what are those dirty dishes? Right, are they yours? Yes, they are. Why are they just sitting there? I'm going to wash them later. No, you're not. You're going to wash them now. The rule in this house is dishes that are dirty do not get left in the sink. They are washed. It would take you 1 minute to wash out that glass and put it in the drain. Just an example. Any of those types of things that just bother you and irritate you, look, like I said before, look at those things that pop up in your life. And I think what you might find is that you find that you're not saying anything to the other person about them. So if the person doesn't know where the boundary is, they're going to be walking over it all the time, and you're going to be feeling angry and resentful and pissed off. And then you don't say anything, and then you squelch it down, and then it happens again and again and again. And this is a really typical way that we build up our anger, and then we explode all over some innocent person that's just trying to get to work as they're starting to pull out of their parking nooch so that they can go down their road. So this is just something that you can do, is to just take a look at your life. Where are those things that pop up that you get angry about? And take a look at them, really examine them, and see who the people are that are always stepping over that boundary and causing that irritation. And then have a conversation with them when you're not angry. Now, if your teenager is always leaving dishes in the sink and you walk in and you see them and you're ready to rip their head off, that is not the time to talk to them. Take a walk around the block, take some deep breaths, calm yourself down, and then go have a chat with them. And even if it's not the first time you've had the chat, have it again. And when you stay consistent with your message about that boundary, people will start to realize that you're serious about that boundary, and they will start to learn to respect it. People like pushing boundaries. They like to see what they can get away with. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes they're just not thinking about it, whatever it is. But anyway, those are some things that you can do to help yourself deal with your anger. Find those points in your life, the things that are happening to you that are always irritating, that you get irritated about, the people that are doing the irritating, and take a look at it and figure what you need to do to get clear on setting the boundaries around those things. also the other thing of just when you get angry, let it go. Let it go. If you can use the expression of they're just doing the best that they can right now. Doesn't matter if they are or they aren't. You will never know, but it will help you. It will help you to just bring it down. Okay, they're doing the best that they can right now in this moment. And when you find yourself getting angry, lay that same thing on yourself. I'm doing the best that I can right now, and I'm getting angry. I need to bring this down. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. And just as there's so much anger being pushed out into the environment in the world right now, we're getting hit with it from all these different areas. To be aware of that, and if there's anything you can do to keep yourself from getting hit with this anger, do it. Like, don't watch the news as much. Maybe read the paper instead of watching the news or wherever you get your news. Doing what you can do to make it so you're not so exposed to so much anger, that will go a long way as well. So and the point that I'm trying to make, and I'm getting long-winded here, limit the anger that you're getting hit with, because the anger that's coming in, it's very contagious. And then we start to feel it, and then we get all angry, and it's like, oh my God, I'm all angry. Where did this come from? I woke up happy. What? So be aware of that and control that as much as you can. But also remember that just like anger can be contagious, so can kindness. So can happiness. If you're feeling really angry, go on YouTube and see videos of babies laughing. You won't be able to stay angry. Okay? Find whatever it is that can make you feel happy, and then bring that out into the world. Put that out into the world. Put kindness out into the world. And it's still really hard for me a lot of times, but if you're able to meet anger with kindness, I'm sorry for whatever you're going through that has you so angry. Is there anything I can do to help you? It can take a lot of the wind out of that anger. But those are just some strategies to help you to become aware of your anger. Don't be afraid of it. Don't bury it. Let it flow through you. It won't stay unless you push it down and you don't acknowledge it. Okay? So, if you like this, tap the like button. Leave a comment. These are all things that help to build my channel, and it helps with the algorithm. I'm just getting started. I need all the help I can get with getting this channel going. So anyway, and I really hope that you subscribe and that you come back. I am working at doing 2 videos a week. I do work full time. I have a horse, so I've got a busy life, but I try and get these 2 videos out a week, and at this point I'm aiming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But if you subscribe and you tap that notification bell, you'll be notified when I put out another video. So take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.